One.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the writers class.
Yes, good job. I wanted to say the writers class, but
no, because
first,
Jade
so
is here and she's back,
yes.
and she's not sick anymore, so I'm excited. And I'm speaking of myself in the third person, so that's kind of strange. So I'm Jade, though, and I'm not sick anymore.
Okay, third person Jade or first person Jade?
I can't do it.
I think it's first person Jade. And I'm Winona, and I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the little fat roll right here.
Wow, but really? No.
When did that happen?
When did that?
It jiggles too. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said that.
So
you
y'all
guys can't see it.
Yes, you can.
Like,
yes,
no, I'm sitting over here, so now it's covered.
Oh my word. I cannot do it.
Yep, now I can focus.
I cannot do it. I cannot. Oh well. Anyway, sometimes we have wise things to say. We wrote
not today.
We wrote literary life guides with pop poetry. Let's see. Let's give you some of them. And I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. If only I would meet a memoir in verse. And I thought being grown up was easy. Widow's web series, which is not part of the And I Thought series. This is Winona's own series. And Thorn Coffee, a lady's tale. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www. Oh wait, I'm Jade.
And I'm Winona.
Did you forget to say Winona at the beginning?
I'm not quite sure. So let me just do it twice for my narcissist. I'm Winona, and one more time, I'm Winona.
All right, so you can find out everything your ladies are doing, including Winona, at www. Like, no, wait, that could be saying it really wrong. So let me go back to saying you can find out everything your ladies are doing and what they're up to at www.andithoughtLadies.com. Y'all not here to hear about me, fall on over my words. You're here to hear from my wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
What?
Yes, that's the whole thing. Hi.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Oh, this is fabulous. I love it because she's like, hey, like, how are you?
Like, let's start a dialogue.
Let's start a dialogue. Okay, so we're gonna need your name.
I get so uncomfortable when I have to talk about myself. I'm so much more comfortable with dialogue, but I'm Rebecca Dimyan. I'm a writer, a teacher, and a conference director. And I'm also a mom of a 3-year-old.
So my first question is, do you flip?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I love it. I love the answer. That's great.
So, which one came first, the conference director or the teaching?
Teaching first. I've been a teacher for 8 years, 9 years. No, yeah, 8 years. 8 years. And I've been a writer for about 8 years as well. And we started Woodhall Press Writers Conference. This past August was our first time doing it. I have previous experience as a co-director of another more local writers conference, which I did for quite a few years before Woodhall Press, but this is my first time as conference director, working with the lovely guys over at Woodhall Press, and that was quite a fun experience. And we're starting to plan for this year's conference as well, lining up a nice roster of writers, teachers, panelists, and all the interesting people that you can encounter if you decide.
You said you did this before for a local. Where is local?
So Ridgefield, Connecticut. So I did the Ridgefield Writers Conference.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, so what did you learn from the previous experience that you could now bring to the recent and forthcoming?
Yes,
and forthcoming writers conference.
So I feel like I learned a lot. I worked with my colleague, Adele Anisi, and we together put on this conference of about 40 to 50 people each year at the Ridgefield Library. And I learned just the little things that you wouldn't expect about like running an event. We learned there's a lot of marketing, PR stuff, but also like day of, like running an actual event, like boots on the ground, like making sure things go smoothly, that people are where they need to be, and all that, which was a lot of fun. It was a wonderful experience, and we had a good run. And it was wonderful to kind of bring that experience to Woodhall and work with them, and creating a whole new experience, a whole new community of writers. Because I think there is this, I think the most important thing to take away from a writers conference should be community, a sense of community. Obviously, you want to learn about craft, you want to learn about the industry, you want to network. But I think if you can make some connections and create a community of writers and really foster that, I think that's really important.
Oh,
That's so
fabulous.
important. That is the best part. We do a live event in Las Vegas, or at least we did.
Ooh.
And that was the best part, was like getting to meet everyone and being in Vegas.
You get to meet everyone and
Yeah.
really talk about this crazy world that we like to call writing, and
Yeah.
like how this career keeps on evolving. Like you can't even.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just like, it's so fast you don't even recognize.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, since we started talking about the writing career, let's talk about yours. What have you written and what kind of writer are you?
Well, it's a good question. It's not an easy question, actually, because I feel like I write a lot of different things. I've published some short fiction, creative nonfiction essays. I have 2 books coming out next year. In the spring, I have my memoir, Chronic, which is about my experience with endometriosis and some of the holistic ways that I've been able to manage that, which is, if you're not familiar, it's a chronic condition. And it can be kind of painful, but I've been able to find hope, and I've found some resources that have been really helpful. So I wrote about that in my memoir, which is coming out from Woodhall Press, actually, in the spring. And then I have a novel that I spent 10 years, 11 years writing, that's finally also going to come out into the world. That will be published, I think, later next year. It's called Waiting for Beirut. It's set in the 1950s in Connecticut and Lebanon. I'm half Lebanese, so it's kind of inspired by my family and their experience in Connecticut, and also traveling to Lebanon.
Wow. Ooh, this sounds
Okay, that'd be good.
very
So
nice.
what Lebanese food is your favorite dish?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Okay, top three.
Okay. So my dad is a very good cook, and he makes this dish, chicken and hashwi. It's like chicken and rice, but it's like rice with like ground beef and pine nuts, and it's just so good. It's the best thing ever. And of course, I love hummus. Can't go wrong with hummus. Classic. And then I love Arabic pastries. I don't know if I could narrow it down to just one, because they're all really good. Maybe batlawi, which is like it's a pastry with like honey kind of glaze. It just melts in your mouth. It's just so good.
Sounds good. So you're gonna have to email us the name of those again, so we can go forth and Google and try to find them and eat them.
Yes.
Yes.
We have one Lebanese restaurant in the area, and I've been wanting to eat there, so now I know what I'm going to order.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like that's why with the question had to have, we were like, what is good to eat? I'm excited to eat.
Okay, so
important.
down to the business that
Right.
everyone's going to want to know.
How did you land your publishing deal first? And then second, what are the classes that you teach?
Okay. So, well, it was a long process of landing a publishing deal. So I'll start, I guess, with Waiting for Beirut. So that started off as my thesis in grad school, and so I've been working on it for a long time. And I ended up originally with both books, I was going to go like the traditional publishing route, try to get an agent, all that. And then I kind of got impatient because I'm not a very patient person. So I was like, I don't want to spend all this time trying to get an agent, this, that. So I decided to go with a small press. And so I could submit my manuscripts directly to them. So Running Wild Press in LA is publishing the novel. And then the novel was also selected as a finalist for the Fairfield Book Prize. So I think that probably helped kind of get the attention of the publisher when I sent it out for consideration. And it was pretty much the same with Chronic. I sent it to Woodhall, and they read it and they liked it. So I was very excited. And then teaching. So I teach at a couple different schools. Currently, I'm at Fairfield University and Southern Connecticut State University, and I teach a variety of classes. I do a lot of freshman composition, as well as some more advanced writing and creative writing classes. My favorite ones to teach this semester, I'm doing a writing for the web class with my students at Southern. and I've done a food writing class, since we were talking about food before, which is so much fun. Students love, I feel like, to learn and to talk and to write about food, and you can do so much with it in an academic environment. One of my favorite projects that I had my students do in my food writing class is they have to maintain a food blog. And that is really fun to grade because I learn about different foods, and sometimes I even get recipes, because sometimes I have students who love to cook and they like put their recipes and they put pictures, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. Let's look at so-and-so's blog and see what they recommend. And it's quite helpful.
Fabulous. That's
So I feel like it's a teacher that cheats.
Well, not really here. It's not.
I'm joking.
No. It's
No.
all that like teamwork.
Yeah,
It's teamwork
it's-
makes the
Yeah,
dream work.
teamwork. Yeah, it's always being open to learn something new.
I
That's
know,
what it
right?
is.
Even from your students. So there you go, y'all. So
So my question is, of course, we want to know what kind of people. I know a lot of authors out here who think they should be speakers are going to want to know what kind of people you're looking for your conference. And this narcissist definitely wants to know.
Well, that's a great question. We're currently like putting together our list of people right now. I think we're looking for obviously experienced writers with books who have a network, an audience, but also authors who might have teaching experience, because I think they tend to be really dynamic speakers, and they can impart quite a few lessons in a short period of time. So we have our speakers for the conference. We also have panelists. So sometimes with the panelists, we're looking more for like what exactly they're doing in the industry. Our theme of the conference last year was the future of writing. So we had like a really interesting lineup. We had Ashley Renard, who's self-published. She has like a really a lot of success through self-publishing, which seems kind of interesting that a publisher would put on, would want somebody who's self-published like on a panel. But she had a lot of really interesting things to say. And then of course, other editors. And we, for our live pitch, because in the afternoon, as part of our conference, we did a live book pitch with a panel of agents, as well as publishers and editors, and people who, conference attendees, were able to film themselves doing a live pitch. And then we selected a few of those. And they basically, the panel viewed the live pitches and then gave, constructive feedback like in real time. And the attendees also had the opportunity to submit their books, their actual pitches to Woodhall Press. And I think they ended up sending them to a few other people that were on the panel. So it's kind of interesting. Sorry, I feel like I don't know if I actually answered your question.
yes, you did. You answered the question. It was wonderful. And now everyone is excited about this conference. So tell us where we can learn out more about your conference and about your upcoming books, because yes, it might be next year, but it's never too early to start marketing.
You are online.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I have a website, RebeccaDimyanWriter.com. I'm also on Facebook, so you can follow me at Rebecca Dimyan. Wait, what is my Facebook? Wait, if Rebecca Dimyan, writer and editor. Yeah, sorry, I had to stop and think. I'm on Instagram, but not like as actively as I would like to be. I'm going to be more active with Instagram in the coming months. And then you can go to Woodhall Press. If you just go to woodhallpress.com, you should be able to find out more. There's a little tab there for Woodhall Press Writers Conference, and any updates will be up there.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the show.
Yes, it has been an absolute pleasure.
We learned so much,
especially from a person who's like professionally teaches.
Yes, professional.
I didn't get to ask my normal question, but I'm okay with that.
You're okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so we're okay with that. I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Y'all can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughladies.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the middle of the page, see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them also. We thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.